I am going to be completely removing and completely rebranding the National Hockey League. Gary Bettman, step aside, brother. The PHL is here, and it's here to stay. The Pasta Hockey League, 32 new complete hockey teams, and one of these lucky teams will be getting me as the general manager, and we will have 5 full seasons to win that team a Stanley Cup here in the PHL. The league is set. Here we are, 32 teams in the PHL. I'm going to be going ahead, letting my chat help me decide where GM Pasta will be headed, not only as the commissioner, but now as the general manager. One of these lucky teams are going to get my brain and my mastermind, and potentially a Stanley Cup along the way. After taking my time to collect my thoughts and where I want to go, I want to go to Texas. The coal miners are in need of a general manager, and luckily for them, I will be taking over the reins as the GM, and hopefully within 5 seasons, conveniently enough, the Texas coal miners will get the 2nd overall pick in the expansion draft. Peg City Puckers, the poverty of the PHL. I don't know how they ended up, but they're going to get the 1st pick, whether it be McCarr, McDavid, who the hell knows. Virginia will select 3rd. We got Nebraska 4th, Boston 5th, and Fort Wayne in the top 6. Okay, Quinn Hughes got taken 1st overall by the Peg City Puckers. I mean, there's a reason why we call them poverty. They don't have the greatest management. They don't have the greatest team. And now if I take a look, I have the opportunity to literally take whoever I want from the NHL right now. I could go after a 27-year-old prime Connor McDavid at 99 overall. I could go with somebody younger, like maybe Cale Makar, 25 years old. Another guy is Connor Bedard, who's only 87 overall, but is a 19-year-old, has a lot of leeway to go. But I think everybody knows who I'm going to choose here. None other than Connor McDavid is the newest member of the Texas coal miners. There we go. Moving on now. Do we take a goaltender to just help out Connor a little bit? Sorokin's on the board. Jacob Markstrom is there, but he's 34 years of age. Mackenzie Blackwood's only 27, 2 years younger than Ilya Sorokin with no movement clauses in his contract. Good buddies with Connor McDavid and juniors. They play in the same exact team on the Erie Otters. Dylan Strome, our 1-2 center punches set. We could have gone with a goaltender. I elected not to, and now we got to go with potentially a defenseman, or we go back on the back end here and take a goalie. Mackenzie Blackwood is still available, 27 years old, $2.3 million for only 1 season, but he is an 89 overall netminder, and he is now a goaltender for a Connor McDavid-led hockey team. Now we definitely got to go out and get a defenseman. We got 2 center, we got a goalie, now we need a D-man. Carlson, Doughty, Uyghur, Jacob Chicker, and there it is, 26 years old. He's got an extension that will kick in. He's 87 overall. Welcome to the big state of Texas. As we go farther down the list, the opportunities and the choices just get even more hard. I mean, you get worse contracts, older players. I mean, we could take a guy like Mackenzie Uyghur. He's only 30 years old, signed long-term at 6.2, which is honestly not that bad of a contract. After going through the fantasy draft, this is the year number 1 Texas coal miners. We got Tarasenko on the first line alongside a 99 McDavid and an 86 overall Patty Kane. Batherson, Strome, and Raquel as our second line. Brandon Tanev with Nick Foligno and Nick Bukestad as our third line. And then Dadonov, Savoy, and Schwartz to round out the forward core. Defensively, these guys don't really fit together, but I made it work. We got Chicky, Gostisbehere, Manson, and Carlo in our top 4, and then Ian Cole and Brent Burns. And as our goaltenders, Mackenzie Blackwood at an 89 and Scott Wedgwood as our backup. It's now time to name the leadership group here in Texas. We got Chicky as an assistant captain on the back end. McDavid obviously is going to be the captain, and then Dylan Strome can grab an A. Actually, instead of Dylan Strome, I'm going to go with Patrick Kane, the greatest American-born player in NHL history. The year number 1 sim is now underway. I have no idea how good we are compared to our contemporaries across the PHL. With 3-0 start to the season is very good, and we are going to have 5 full years to win the Texas coal miners a Stanley Cup. A roller coaster of a year for the Texas coal miners. We started out good. We were like 20-20 at one point in the season. Now we're 32-26, so a little bit of an up and down year. Doesn't matter where you place in your division, as the playoff seeding now is 1-8 conference. You got to be in the top 8 if you want to make the playoffs. I mean, overall, you could say this is a successful year number 1, 47-33-2. 96 points in the season, second in our division, but obviously the conferences are what matter. And in the Shoresy Conference, the Texas Coal Miners were in the top 3. So round number 1, we're going to play the BBC Thunder, who won 42 games. A lot of people now want the NHL to revert back to this format instead of having the wild card position ranking. I don't know how I feel. I guess the PHL is testing it out for the NHL potentially in real life. Connor McDavid carrying the load, 53 goals, 115 points. Patty Kane was good on that top line with McDavid, 86 markers on the season. Strome was good as our second line center. Batherson was decent. Rickard Rakell scored 27 goals. Tarasenko had 24. And for Mackenzie Blackwood, he only had a 905, which honestly is a little bit low. I wanted at least a 910, but 3 shutouts is decent, and 37 wins is indeed nice. Mitch Marner on the St. Louis Guns is going to lead the NHL in scoring, 130 points on the season, and Matthews on the Atlanta Generals will lead in goals with 66. Like I stated before, we got the BBC Thunder in round number 1. The playoff format is 1-8, so a little bit different than the NHL, but the Pasta Hockey League is of course superior to the National Hockey League. It's been overall a back and forth series. I mean, we took the first 2, shutting them out in both games, then we got shut out, dominating game 4, won game 5, and now in game 6 on the road in beautiful British Columbia, we potentially can move on to round number 2 and have our first ever series win in league history and of course in franchise history. After 1, it will be a 2-1 lead for Texas. Second period, we are leading 3-2, and now we rely basically on Mackenzie Blackwood to backstop us in this third period. Lock in, shut the door. We got 10 minutes to go in the third as Vladimir Tarasenko will give us an insurance marker, and Evgeny Dadonov basically puts it out of reach. We are moving on to the second round. We now move on to play the Alaska Lions in the second round of the postseason. We actually had a very good round number 1. We won the first 2 games. Unfortunately, against Alaska, we are down 2-0 right off the rip. I don't believe we're going to go all the way in year number 1, as now we face the potential of being swept in round number 2 to Alaska as our season is on the line. First period, 1-0 lead. There we go, coal miners. Connor McDavid gets us going. Second period, Alaska will tie it up. We're on home ice. We don't want them to take out the brooms and sweep us from the postseason. A sweep is never good. Getting heavily outshot too, 32-20, trying to gain some offense. We're not really doing a great job at it. 7 minutes to go here in the third period. Can the Texas coal miners somehow find some magic in a bottle? Take the lead in the game. Here we go. The first look of playoff hockey in the PHL, and it comes at our expense as we're up against the wall in overtime. Season on the line. Potentially could get swept by Alaska. Let's see what we can do. Dmitry Orlov, he's going to run it up. Oh my God, all the way up 2-on-1. Kucherov over Lucas Raymond. Raymond takes the shot, but Mackenzie Blackwood will flash the leather. We are getting outshot 44-23, which obviously is never good. But Shane Gostisbehere, oh my, Lucas Raymond ran him over. Come on, Connor McDavid. He moves up to Vladimir Tarasenko. Does anybody want Tarasenko? Patrick Kane over, trying to find McDavid down the middle. The coal miners have one of the sickest jerseys in the league. McDavid can't get a shot on net. And here come the Lions the other way. Counterattack here in OT. Nikita Kucherov, stride deking to the middle. Duchesne rips one, saved by Blackwood again. McDavid, he's got no energy. We got to go line 2 now. Shane Gostisbehere leading the rush, and he's going to turn it over. 14:40 remaining here in OT. Game number 4. Uh-oh. Here come the Lions again. Kucherov into the zone. Kuch coming in, and he will bury it. His 15th of the playoff run already, as the Alaska Lions are going to end up sweeping us in round number 2. And now we got a lot of work to do in the offseason. Nikita Kucherov, what the hell type of PEDs are you using? He's got 15 goals and 26 points in only 11 games in the postseason. We're not even in the conference finals yet. A new playoff record will be set for the PHL, as it looks like Nikita Kucherov's absolutely going to shatter that record. I guess on the bright side, Alaska did eventually win the Stanley Cup. And I mean, with a guy scoring 15 goals in 11 playoff games, how do you not go all the way? They beat Shanghai in Game 7 of the PHL Finals. The New York Chefs have won the PHL draft lottery. Everybody has stayed the same, so maybe there is no draft lottery. Peg City will select 2nd, Quebec City 3rd, and Kentucky 4th. I'm going for the first overall pick. The New York Chef have it right now. Of course, it is none other than P. Shorzy, so I want to pair him alongside McDavid and have a dynamic duo. So we got our 1st, 3rd, 4th, and Drake Batherson into the trade. New York is totally unwilling to do that. We might have to cough over a little bit more value. So we'll go a 20-30 first rounder, throw it into the trade to max it all out. I tried to cook as much as I could in the offseason. We really didn't sign anybody of that significance. Tarasenko, McDavid, Savoy is our first line. Batherson with Strome and Drouin. We got Rickard Rakell on our 3rd line and an 85 overall, Pi Suter and Riley Smith. And then our 4th line's not too shabby defensively. Pretty much the same exact decor outside of adding in Ryan Lindgren to the team. 80 84 overall, two-way defenseman. He can definitely help us out on that end. And then Mackenzie Blackwood dropped down to an 88, and we still have Scott Wedgwood. As we now head on to season number 2, hopefully we can have a long, deep playoff run. We got $17 million in cap space to spend. Now, as we head on to season number 2, I want to go far in the playoffs. We want to win the Stanley Cup. We got 5 years to do so. Otherwise, we fail the challenge. Obviously, we got $17 million in cap space to spend. So at the trade deadline, I might go all in, sell all of my picks, and try to grab a player that I can believe will put us over the top. Hold up a goddamn minute. 17-3-1. An amazing start to the regular season for the Texas Coal Miners, as they're just dominating the PHL right now. Very strong season up to this point. 43-15-7. We are trying to add to our forward core in Eli Tolavainen from the Oakland Bank Robbers. We're throwing in 5 different assets, including a first-round pick from the year 2030. And there we go. The Oakland Bank Robbers. The fans are going to be cheering in the streets. Selling all of my draft capital to hopefully win a Stanley Cup. We got 2 seconds, or actually no, 1 second, 2/3, and a 4th round pick for none other than Sam Bennett. Totally unwilling to go through with that. Probably going to have to add in another 2nd rounder from 2031. Sam Bennett definitely now. No, is not going to be on the move. This is probably going to be a long shot at Alexei Protas. He's signed for 4 years at $3.3 million, yet he's a 90 overall. We got 2 first and 2 second-round picks for Protas, and they do not want to go through with that trade. What if I add in another 2nd-round pick to the offer? Totally unwilling. So we definitely got to give up a roster slot if we want to get Alexei Protas. Instead, I'm going to go after Darren Radish, who literally makes pennies. He's only signed for 1 more season. He's an 84 overall, trying to bolster our decor a little bit. Trade rejected, really? I guess I'm going to have to add in a 5th-round pick to throw into this trade proposal. Yet again, another solid season by Texas. 50-24-8 was our record with 108 points. We were the 2 seed in the Shoresy Conference. Only Chicago was better than us. They had 3 less wins, but a boatload more overtime losses. 15 OT losses is absurd. If we take a look at the PECA Conference, we got the Shanghai Sharks winning it with 47 wins, 105 points. The Miami Vice, Nevada Spacemen, Alberta all in the top 4. McDavid again carrying the load offensively, 51 goals, 124 points. Dylan Strome, even though he's a 91, doesn't really sim that well. Only 26 goals and 75 points. Batherson had 70. Tarasenko was solid. Ricard Raquel was okay. Savoy had a 50-point rookie year. And for Mackenzie Blackwood, there it is. A .918 save percentage, a 37-19-6 record. He was a monster for us. Shout out Jason Robertson, the most points in the NHL at 137. The most goals would end up going to Tummy Matthews for a 2nd consecutive season. As we are going to play the Kentucky Fried Chicken in round number 1, Team KFC versus Team Coal Miners. Here we go. Hopefully we can go all the way to the PHL finals. Otherwise, there might be a lot of changes coming in the offseason. The Kentucky Fried Chicken are about to be just that. Fried up in 6 games by the Texas Coal Miners. We get a 3-2 series lead. And now in Kentucky for Game 6, can we close out the series? First period, we get a 1-1 tie. Second period, KFC goes up 4-2, and it looks more than likely we will have a Game 7 back on home ice in the very first round. Here we go. Game 7, round number 1 against KFC. First period, a 1-0 lead. Power play goal by none other than our captain, Connor McDavid. Second period, up 2-0. Jonathan Drouin is helping us out a ton. But we're not out of the woods yet. We have a 2-0 lead, which is great, but it's only 2 goals at the end of the day. Halfway through this third period, can Mackenzie Blackwood shut the door, and can the Coal Miners for a 2nd consecutive season move on to round number 2 after defeating the Kentucky Fried Chicken in Game 7. It's going to be none other than the BBC Thunder in the 2nd round. I think we might have played them last year in round number 1. I can't really remember. We're going to split the first 2 games, lose game number 3, and now a must-win in Game 4. Can we strike? Yes, we do. An overtime victory. Beautiful. Unfortunately, our backs are against the wall. Down 3-2, trying to force a Game 7 against the BBC Thunder. First period, 3-1 lead for Texas, and it's a first period hat trick by Connor McDavid. 4-1 lead. We dominated them 7-2, and we're going to have a Game 7 back on home ice in Texas. Back-to-back Game 7s for this hockey team. Here we go. First period. Oh no, the BBC will shove their you-know-what. Motto, Deneau, and LaFerriere. Second period, still down 3-0, and it looks like our luck has definitely run out. We tried to mount a comeback, scored 3 in the third period, but Timothy Liljegren, the game winner, series winner in the third, will send the BBC to the conference finals. Miami making history in the PHL, winning their first ever title in franchise history as they gentlemen swept the Italy Slices in the PHL finals. McDavid was pretty good. I mean, he had 8 goals, 17 points, was a -5, which I do not like. Dylan Strome had 17. We got Drouin with 13. Savoy and Raquel definitely chipped in. And for Mackenzie Blackwood, he was decent, I guess, kind of mid with only a .908 save percentage. Robo is going to take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Matthews, the Maurice Richard. Quinn Hughes going to win the Norris. We got Aho, your mom's a ho, the Conn Smythe winner. Joseph Wall somehow won the Vezina. And for the Selke Trophy, that's going to end up going to Nico Hischier from the Chicago Coyotes. Oh, the St. Louis Guns from 10-1 win the NHL PHL draft lottery. Peg City again selecting second. We got Oakland third and the Halifax Boats fourth. We all know Peg City's management is not that well, so the second overall pick is what we're going after. We're going to throw in a first, Mackenzie Blackwood, a second, and a 5th round pick. And on behalf of the Peg City Puckers, they just got fleeced. Before you go down in the comments and say, why did you trade away your starting goaltender? Because we're drafting a 92 overall Lepeka Pasta, 94 to be exact, franchise high, generational talent goaltender. We just upgraded with a younger, better, stronger netminder. We went ahead, re-signed Darren Radish to a long-term contract. Eli Tolavainen is coming back. Jaden Schwartz is going to be a member of Texas for a little bit longer. Trying to just add one more player to my D core because we're actually missing an 80+ overall defenseman. Michael Kesslering, perfect guy. He's 85, locked up long-term on a damn good contract. We got our prospect, a 2nd and a 4th into the trade. They have rejected, but I have a feeling we're going to sort this one out, add in another 2nd round pick, add in a 3rd round pick, and on behalf of the Alabama Burger Boys, they consider it a done deal. Year after year, this team is a Stanley Cup contender, and we have our best top line of all time. Strome, McDavid, and Martin Necas on our top pairing, a 91, 99, and 91. The clock is most definitely ticking on our time to win a Stanley Cup here in the PHL. We got McDavid, Batherson, and Necas on our top line. We signed Martin Necas to a massive extension, $14.4 million for 7 full seasons. He is going to play on our top line. We got Savoy, Strome, and Raquel as our second line, Zook with Drouin and Tarasenko, and then obviously, I'm not even gonna lie, our 4th line is probably as weak as it's ever been, but luckily, defensively, we are stacked. Chicky and Ghost. We got Carlo with Kesselring, Lindgren, and Darren Radish. And then between the pipes, a 94 overall, 18-year-old netminder by the name of Pekka Pasta. And then, oh yeah, Jack Campbell as our backup. We are cooked. This guy should not see a lick, not even a second of NHL ice time. I don't want him between the pipes at all. The Texas Coal Miners are struggling. 9-11. We were 6-11. Hold up a minute. Is that not weird? 10-13 to start the season, down at the bottom of our division. And for a team that had Stanley Cup hopes, this is very disappointing. Gotta be honest, I don't even know how he did it, but the Texas Coal Miners are going to sneak into the postseason as not even sneak in. We were a top 4 seed, 47, 32, and 3, 97 points on the year. It actually looked like for like 3/3 or 3/4 of the season that we were not going to make the playoffs. 97 points, the 4 seed in the Shoresy Conference. McDavid again producing as always, 62 goals, had 120 points. Definitely carried us offensively. I'm paying Martin Necas like $14 million to score 82 points in the regular season. That is not going to cut it. Also, only 22 goals. Dylan Strome had 73, Batherson 73, Rickard Raquel was decent. Matt Savoy obviously is still young and still growing. And for Lepeka Pasta, 46 wins, 3 shutouts, and only a 904. Despite the fact that he is a 94 overall, obviously it's going to take him a few years until he starts getting acclimated to the NHL level. David will go ahead, lead the league in scoring, 120 points on the goal side. David Pasternak, he absolutely went off, 76 tucks on the season. Kyle Connor had 73, Shoresy with 64, McDavid was up there as well as Matthews and William Nylander. For the goaltenders, I don't think Pekka Pasta was up. Oh, never mind. He actually led everybody in wins with 46 as a goddamn rookie. And on the shutout side, it will be a 3-way tie between Devin Levi, UC Saros, and Jeremy Swayman. We got the beautiful British Columbia Thunder in the very first round of the playoffs. I'm not expecting to go very far. I'm expecting to have a very good offseason and free agency, maybe make a few trades here and there. But hey, you never know. If the puck goes our way, we could potentially be in the PHL finals. I kind of had a feeling that we would end up getting dusted by BBC Thunder. Right now in Game 4, our backs are against the wall, season on the line, and on the verge of getting swept. First period, we get a 2-2 tie. Savoy and Tarasenko. Second period, BBC will go up by 1. Chandler Stevenson on Lepeka Pasta. outshooting them 27-19, but it doesn't matter because we are losing in this hockey game. Rickard Rakell comes out of the closet and he will tie the game up. We get a power play and then he takes the lead on the power play. 8 minutes to go. Why am I getting so excited? We're literally down 3-0 in the series. Even if we win game 4, there's no promises that we're going to come back and win this playoff matchup, but at least we will not be getting swept. We still have a massive hole to climb out of, but it's one game at a time at this point. First period, 1-0 lead. Thank you, Riley Smith. Second period, BBC will tie it up. None other than Connor Zary. And all of a sudden, it is a tie game where we're getting dominated 29-19 in the shots. But hopefully a 94 overall Pekka pass that can keep us alive, maybe get us to overtime potentially. 5 hard miles to go here in the third period. Elimination game for the coal miners. Here we go in overtime. Game number 5. We could potentially extend this series. Go back to home ice. Just bring them back to Texas. Come on, Texas. I gotta fix the jersey numbers. I don't know why they're so bad. McDavid from the blue line, bombing one away, but a nice save there. Drake Batherson gets absolutely crippled in the corner. Somebody bring out the wheelchair. Dear God. I don't know what has happened to him, but that dude got crippled. Jacob Chikrin moves up to Connor McDavid. Over to Batherson. Batherson is still out there. I thought he was crippled, and Sorokin is going to rob Connor McDavid. 37 shots on net by BBC, only 22 for Texas, but it doesn't matter. All it takes is one shot to win this hockey game. Martin Necas over to McDavid. McDavid gets ran into by Mikko Rantanen. McDavid again. He's regrouping. Back to Chicky. Chicky up to Rakell. He got 2 goals in game 4. Kept us alive. Bad turnover. Stevenson over to Mikko Rantanen. Waiting. Firing. Rebound. And it's in. Mikko Rantanen's 3rd of the series will send the Texas coal miners packing, as we just got gentlemen swept, and now we only got 2 seasons to bring a Stanley Cup to the state of Texas. For the second time in their franchise's history, the Chicago Coyotes will go all the way and win the PHL Cup. They beat Kansas City in 6 games in the Pasta Hockey League Finals. Individually, I'm very upset with our hockey team. I mean, Rickard Rakell was good. 4 goals, 7 points in 5 games. I mean, the dude's only an 86 overall and performing like a top-line center, but McDavid, 1 goal, 5 points, -1. He was trash. Martin Necas paying $14 million for a bag of chips. Savoy wasn't very good. Strome was pretty bad too. And Pekka Pasta, I mean, he had a .912 save percentage. I'm not going to get mad at that. He's only a rookie. He's only going to get better. Matthews will take home the Ted Lindsay. We got Pasta to Maurice Richard. Art Ross to McDavid. Hart to Matthews. Fox is going to win the Norris. Nico Hischier, the Conn Smythe. We have Devin Levi from the Waterloo Riz taking home the Vezina. And for the Selke, Sasha Barkov yet again. The Alberta Moose, lucky kids they are. They're going to win the PHL draft lottery. Nevada will select 2nd, and we got the Kentucky Fried Chicken slotting down at 3rd. We only got 2 more years left to go in the video, so we have to go all in. Martin Necas and a 1st overall pick from this season for the 1st overall in this PHL draft in the year 2027. Trade accepted. Beautiful. You guys are probably thinking, what a massive overpay, but Luke Yonkman is on the board, and he is now a member of the Texas Coal Miners at a 90 overall. We are definitely underneath a time crunch right now. Luke Yonkman will step into the NHL at a 90 overall, playing alongside McDavid, Drake Batherson on that top line. We signed Nikita Kucherov at a 97 overall for only a 1-year deal at 16 mil, so he can play on the second line with Dylan Strome and Rickard Rakell. We got Tolavinen, Savoy, and Smith, and then Tarasenko, Schwartz, and Drouin to round out our forward core. Our D core will remain the same. Chicky and Ghost, Carlo and Lindgren, Radish and Kesselring, and then Pekka Pasta now still a 94 overall. He gained a year of experience in the national, actually no, in the Pasta Hockey League. He is ready to win a Stanley Cup. Texas is on an absolute heater. 14-9 at one point during the season, and now we're 33-14-3. All right, we got to go all in, man. 41-20-4 is our record. We got 2 first, a 2nd, and a 3rd for Noah Dobson. Trade rejected because the value is not up to par. I guess we're going to have to add in another 2nd round pick to this trade. Does not look like the Alberta Moose want to move off of Noah Dobson here at the trade deadline. This is by far and away our best season in Texas. 53-24-5, 111 points, top of our division. And we were the 1 seed in the Shoresy Conference, so probably our best shot at winning a PHL championship. McDavid has been carrying us offensively as per always. 53 goals, 144 points. Kucherov only had 97, but again, he's a free agent. We don't have to re-sign him. He's still a 97 overall, though. Luke Yonkman was very solid as a rookie. Strome was decent. Batherson was okay. Rickard Rakell only had 43 points. And there it is, Pekka Pasta in his second year in the PHL, a .921 save percentage, 5 shutouts, and the single season win record for any goaltender, which is 53. McDavid's going to have the most points in the league at 144, and the most goals going to go to Leon Draisaitl with 68, a two-way tie with him and Matthews both having 68. Kyle Connor was pretty good, as well as P. Shoresy. Pasta had 62, Jason Robertson with 55. Pekka will have obviously the most wins in the PHL this season at 53, and for the most shutouts, it's also going to be a two-way tie between Pekka Pasta and UC Saros. As in round number 1, we are going to play the Quebec City Les Caxaguers, and hopefully we can finally have a deep playoff run and potentially win the Pasta Cup. We're going to try a new strategy and take it game by game. Game number 1, 1-1 tie after 1. Second period, we go up 3-1, and Texas will steal game number 1. Game number 2, we still have home ice advantage. First period, 2-0 lead. Second period, still a 2-0 lead, and a Le Pekka Pasta 37 save shutout in game number 2. We can take a stranglehold on this series. First period, we got a 1-1 tie. Riley Smith will score for us. Second period, we go up 2-1, and there it is, putting the QC Caxaguers on the verge of being swept. All right, come on, Texas. We can move on to the second round here in game 4. First period, 2-1 lead over QC. Second period, 5-1 lead, and we absolutely stomped the Le Caxaguers. We now move on to face the Boston Alcoholics in round number 2. They won their first round matchup in 6 games. I think that was actually our first ever playoff series win in this entire video, which is honestly kind of sad to say. Down 3-1 after 1 to Boston. Second period, a 4-2 lead, and the Boston Alcoholics are going to put belt to ass to the coal miners. If we lose back-to-back games in the postseason, I will change my lineup up a little bit. First period, 2-0 lead though, McDavid and Tarasenko. Second period, Boston's gonna tie it up, as we have ourselves a 2-2 tie here in game 2. Shots are 35-22. Power play for Texas. We don't get anything on it. Come on. What are the coal miners thinking? Oh no, Boston on the PP. We kill it off, thank God. Ending near in the period, we're headed to overtime, and the Alcoholics will take it. Mersharenko will score on Pekka Pasta, and we got ourselves in a hole. All right, game 3 now basically becomes a must-win. First period, Boston rallies 3 in the first, 4-0 after 40, and we got absolutely bitched. All right, on the verge of being swept, my line changes didn't really work out in game 3. Let's see if things can be different in game 4. First period, oh my God, Boston is just frankly a better hockey team than us. Down 3-1 in the third period. We've only managed to get 1 on Boston. I don't know who their netminder is, but he is an absolute brick wall right now. Halfway through this third period, what can we do? 4-1 lead. Leon Draisaitl pretty much puts it out of reach, as we are going to get swept after sweeping in round number 1. McDavid was really the only guy doing anything out there. 10 goals and 15 points in only 8 games. Yonkman was decent for a rookie, but he was a -5. Tarasenko literally played on the 4th line. Take a look at this. Nikita Kucherov, way down the list. 1 point in 8 games, and he was a -6. I can't even blame Pekka Pasta. He had a .912 save percentage, had a shutout in 8 games. It was not his fault that we lost. Shout out to the Ukraine Eagles. For the first ever time in their franchise's history, they are PHL champions, as they beat the New Mexico Cartel Kings in 6 games in the finals. McDavid's going to win the Lindsay, the Art Ross and Hart Trophy. Matthews, the Maurice Richard. Fox is going to win another Norris. Eklund, the Conn Smythe. We got the Vezina going to Vasilevsky, and Connor McDavid will also win the Selke. Holy hell, the Waterloo Riz literally climbed the draft lottery ladder from 11th place all the way to 1st, and they won the PHL draft. We got one final season to get the job done, and here's what our lineup looks like. Yonkman, McDavid, and Batherson still on the top line. Cooch with Nicholas Waugh, who we signed in free agency, and Matt Savoy. Olofsson, Drouin, and Fratrano, and then we got Schwartz, Dume, and Eli Tolavainen on the back end. Everybody is coming back. Everybody is the same, and Pekka Pasta is still a 94 overall in the hopes of capturing a PHL title. I'm about to absolutely destroy my load. 13-4-2 start to the season. We usually start out so poorly. To see Texas being this good right off the rip, I am extremely happy. This is the final trade deadline of the video, so we got to go all in. We got Radish and a first for Cam York from the KFC Kentucky Fried Chicken, and consider it a done deal. Connor Garland, another guy that I want to go after. He's making literally pennies at $3.5 million. We got 2 firsts and a second. Definitely an overpay, but it doesn't matter because we are ending after this season. I'm loading up for one final playoff run. I'm just going to try to gain some salary cap space here. Trouba for Ghost, 1 for 1. They're the same overall. Bang, there we go. Texas Coal Miners miners now for our final trade. JJ Peterka, 86 overall. We unfortunately have to give up Matt Savoy because everybody else on our team that makes a lot of money has an NMC. We got a second, 2 first into the trade for the final playoff run of the video. It is a done deal. And now we gear up for the PHL postseason. We went all in, and our stats definitely reflected that. 57, 22, and 3 was our final record. 117 points. We're definitely going to be the 1 seed in the Shoresy Conference. And for the entire PHL, the Texas Coal Miners, odds-on favorites to win the PHL Cup. McDavid doing Connor McDavid things. 63 goals, 136 points. Luke Yonkman has finally arrived in the PHL. We got Batherson with 73. Wow, Nikita Kucherov has been an absolute bum with us. 31 goals, 68 points, -6. The dude's a 94 overall. How do you not sim better than that? And Pekka Pasta had a 914, and most importantly, 57 wins. Connor McDavid again is going to have the most points in the league, this time at 136, and Austin Matthews will have the most goals at 71. I simulated a little bit too far. We have a 1-1 series tie right now against Beantown in the very first round of the PHL playoffs. I'm praying for a long playoff run, which we have not had throughout the entirety of this video. Game 3 now is in Beantown. What can we do? First period, no score in the hockey game. Second period, still no score in the game as we score 3 in the third and go up 2-1. We can definitely take a stranglehold in the series and go up 3-1 if we win this game. First period, 2-0 lead. Second period, 3-1, and there we go. A 6-1 dominating effort in game number 4. Elimination game for the Beantown Beans. See what they can do. 1-0 lead. Mika Zibanejad, DJ Zibanejad on the board. Second period, we will tie it up, and we are headed to overtime. Can we score the OT winner? And can we move on to round number 2? There it is. Luke Yonkman on the power play, and Texas is headed to the second round. It is a rematch against the Quebec City Les Quebecois. They were the ones who swept us last season, and it was a gentleman's sweep. Regardless, they absolutely dominated us. It's time to get a revenge. We got a 1-1 tie heading into game number 3 in Quebec City. The arena is damn near getting nuked. First period, no score in the game. Second period, still no score. In the third period, Quebec City will rally, and they will take a 2-1 series lead as we now head into game number 4. Game 4 will definitely be a swing game, either a 3-1 series deficit or a 2-2 series tie. First period, we're down by 1. Matthew Tkachuk on Pekka Pasta. Second period, we tie the game up. Connor McDavid, hello. Outshooting them 35-22, but we do not have the lead, so it is not safe at all. And there it is. Evans will score on Pekka Pasta, giving Quebec City the lead in the third period. They get another power play. We kill it off. Not a lot of time remaining. JJ Peterka with a minute 32 left to go in the third on Pyotr Kochekov ties the game up. We head to overtime. Please, Texas, somebody bury a goddamn puck. All we need is one. McDavid, where are you at? Connor McDavid, JJ Peterka, Nikita Kucherov. No, Dylan Cousins on Pekka Pasta, and we are down 3-1 in this series, on the verge of being gentlemen swept for back-to-back years. All right, season on the line here in Texas. First period, a 1-1 tie. JJ Peterka gets our lone goal. Second period, we are down by 1. Tkachuk and Kemmel, but McDavid does get one for the good guys. On the power play, can we capitalize? I think it's a 5-minute major. Come on, there we go. Finally, Yonkman on the PP will knot the game up at 3 apiece. Outshooting them 38-30. 8 minutes to go in the third period with our season on the line, the video on the line. No, kill this off, please. Thank God we killed off the penalty kill. Here we go. Backs against the wall. Overtime in game 5. Season on the line. What can the Coal Miners do? Here comes Nikita Kucherov into the zone. What the blue collar fuck was that, Nikita? Back to the blue line. Shot. Rebound. No rebound to be had by Pyotr Kochekov. 18:53 left to go. McDavid just literally stared at that puck on the draw. Nice. Yonkman. Down low to Connor. Kucherov waiting. Nikita Kucherov getting board played. Cooch, why would you not play back to the blue line? McDavid on the backhand. Nice save there by Kochekov. Yonkman all over it. Luke Yonkman finding McDavid. Back to the blue line. Chicky. Cooch. Why, Nikita Kucherov? Why are you trying to cross-crease that puck right there? Joakim Kemmel the other way. Coming into the zone. Kemmel getting stopped up by 2 coal miner players. Over to McDavid. Connor McDavid. Over to Lindgren. Ryan Lindgren just clogging up the neutral zone. And Kochekov, easy save. David again on the draw. He's going to lose it. Who was that coming through? Was that JJ Peterka that could not pick up that puck? Matthew Tkachuk the other way. Matthew Woodchuck. Not going to happen here, bud. Coming through the neutral zone. Cross ice to Peterka. Peterka Over. McDavid to Batherson. How did Kochetkov make that save? Jacob Chikrin at the blue line. Over to Lindgren. Lindgren bombs away. Doesn't even get through on net. Bobby Brink getting board played up to Zach Benson. Halfway through this overtime frame. Benson. He's into the zone. Drop pass. Sandin. And a good save by Lepeka Pasta. 10:40 left to go. The Texas Coal Miners trying to find an OT winner to bring this series to 6 games. Connor McDavid from the outside basically took a slap shot from the Rockstar zone. Batherson. Oh my God. I absolutely hate when the computers constantly turn that puck over. Kesselring bombs away, but Kochetkov will make the save. We win the draw. Kesselring takes a shot. There's a rebound. Why? How and why did we not get on that puck as quick as possible? Our season is on the line. You can't be any more desperate. Haig coming in the zone. Nicholas Haig, rebound. McDavid gets it though. He has no energy whatsoever. McDavid getting dominated. It is offside right now. Nicholas Haig, where's he going? In the middle. Pekka makes a save though. Jake Evans back to the blue line. Valimaki loses it. Nicholas Waugh gets hooked, gets slashed. He's all alone on the breakaway. Hey, oh my God. Nicholas Waugh, rebound! And none other than Connor McDavid will send us to game number 6. We can potentially try to go ahead and force a game 7. We're on the road in QC. First period, 1-1 tie. Second period, 4-1 lead, and we will have ourselves a game 7. It is do or die time for the Texas Coal Miners. First period, 1-0 lead. Thank you, Connor McDavid. Second period, 2-1 lead. I need Pekka Pasta to lock in, man. We've done well offensively, outshooting them 35-22. Power play. An insurance marker would be really nice here, but I don't think we're going to get it. 8 minutes to go in the third. Yes! Jacob Trouba deadline acquisition. And we are off to the conference finals. We get a date with Destiny, but instead, she is named the Boston Alcoholics. Conference finals action up 2-0 already. Simming game number 3 on the verge of being swept. We lose 7-4 in game number 4. Do we lose game 5? No, we don't. We are headed to the PHL finals. And it will be the St. Louis Guns in the PHL finals to win my first ever Pass the Cup in the video. We win game number 1, lose game number 2. For game 3, can we win it? We are down 2-1. We are now going to go to the real-time sim. Hopefully that brings us a little bit different luck. First period, 1-0 lead for the Guns. Dylan Hunt on Pekka Pasta. Second period, oh my God. Well, it is going to have to be a comeback here in the PHL finals. The PHL Cup was oh so close to our grasp, and now we potentially could get gentlemen swept. First period, 1-0 lead for St. Louis. Alexi Protas on Pekka Pasta. Second period, oh, it's over. It is so over. The St. Louis Guns, a team of destiny. We got dominated 8-0 in the closeout game. We basically just lost to the better team. The St. Louis Guns, for the first time ever in PHL history, will win the PHL title. Connor McDavid, I mean, he was good. 14 goals, 40 points in the postseason. Pekturka had 23. We didn't really have that, like, secondary scoring. Not a second point per game scorer on our squad. And for Pekka Pasta, he was solid. A .916 save percentage, 1 shutout, 13-7-2 record. I can't really blame that one on him. McDavid, again, is going to win the Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Norris to Matthews. Quinn Hughes going to win the Norris. We got Alexi Protas being the Conn Smythe winner. Lankin in the Vezina. And for the Selke, it'll be none other than the short king himself, Marco Rossi. Well, that is going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.